That's right, people, we are carving a moon today, part of Amy Jo's challenge, and she's another YouTuber and she put out this challenge, carve a moon. So I thought I would do this a little bit different, including a wolf. You never carved a wolf before, so you need sort of reference pictures, you know, for a wolf. So I ordered a wolf off Amazon, because pretty much you can buy anything off Amazon. So here it is. Okay, so I ordered this package off Amazon. It's a wolf. This is how they sold it to me. Let's move it around inside. Okay, what do we got here? Oh my, what? High five. Yeah, good job. Okay, so let's get back to carving. So essentially on these relief carvings, we want to take the background back. And so I'm going a long way back, which is the night of the background. And then we have the moon, and then we have the wolf on top of that. So there's going to be 3 layers. So we take that first layer back the furthest. And I'm using a Dremel cutter burr there. Really takes the wood away quickly. And you want to use it sort of like bit by bit, not all at once. But if you don't have one of those, you can also use a Kutzall flame burr. And just be aware of that, we'll leave sort of a little bit of a concave, that's what I mean. So we're taking that, we've taken that background back, quite a long way. And now we're going to take the moon background back, not so far away. And then you kind of want to flatten it out, and if you're not using a cutter burr, you can use one of these Dremel taper burrs, which is very handy for this. And you can sort of see I'm putting in just a small amount of contours into the wolf. And no, I didn't get that wolf off Amazon. I got the pattern off Canva, which is a very nice site. I do have a premium membership, but there are free templates on there as well. And what I'm using here is a Dremel wheel point burr. Now this is really good for sort of like smaller details, well, just to start it off with, and then we kind of move to different burrs to get in between those teeth. And these teeth are very, very small, so I'm using a very small T-shaped burr and just going in there. And remember, you can sort of like push and pull these burrs as well as cut along the edge. So you can sort of see me pulling it there, just trying to sort of like get the shape of the teeth kind of right. I'm not too worried just at this moment, just the general shape is fine. And you can sort of see me there, I'm not sort of like doing any big movements, I'm sort of like touching the wood and then coming back and seeing what I've done. It's not really a real fast process, it's more like sketching with a pencil, if you get what I mean. Sort of like not one big line, but lots of little different little lines. And with these relief carvings, you've got to kind of decide on where the deepest parts on them are, and it's sort of like in the internal part of the mouth. So I'm going in with that wheel point burr again, really nice for sort of like forming a sort of a concave there, and I'll sort of like try and leave a little bit of a line around the lip on that as well. Okay, so this is really interesting. So I haven't actually carved wolf hair before. So what I'm doing here is I'm just experimenting. I'm trying to use different burrs, trying to figure out which ones go through the wood better than the other one. What I'm trying to do is get a nice smooth kind of wave thing happening, but we're going across the grain, so sometimes it's not quite right. And I'm just trying to find that burr that will work. This is a smaller cutter burr. It looks like it's working, but it is leaving some kind of chunks and a little bit too kind of wider sort of valleys there. So I give up on that and I try one of these trumpet burrs. Okay, so this is the trumpet burr, a trumpet diamond burr to be precise. It's working really well. I'm quite liking it. It's really cutting through that wood nicely. You can sort of see I'm doing sort of like S curves there, just sort of like really small ones, and it's like leaving really nice lines there, nice and smooth and just really controllable. And I'm not going to say trumpet burrs solve all your problems, because each burr has its own thing, and sometimes you just got to try a lot of them to find which one works for the project that you're working on. So I wish it was as easy as just saying use this one burr and you can pretty much do everything. So what was all that about? A little while ago I did sort of like a call out for people to send in some photos of their Viking carvings that they had done themselves, and that was one of the first shout outs that I've done, and that was Mark. He's also a member in my membership. He only pays like, I think it's $3 New Zealand a month, and gets extra videos for that. Yeah, so check Mark's channel out. I've left a comment in the not a comment, a link in the description. So check that out, man. It's pretty cool. And Mark does quite a few sort of like Celtic designs and all those kind of things. What am I up to here? This is the thing with talkovers. You kind of like make things up as you sort of like watch it over again. Well, not really make them up, but you know what I'm saying. Is look at that. I am putting in the tiny details now. We're actually really just coming up to sort of like finishing the carving itself, and then what we do is we put in the fine details, then we work on the background, and then we're going to work on color of it. So what you want to also do is put a undercut under your relief carvings, and what this does, it kind of really separates it, makes it kind of seem a little bit more just stand outish. If that's a word, I'm not sure. And if you haven't got one of these, you really need to buy one. They are a little spongy kind of pad, and it's got a Velcro kind of thing on the end, and a little 1-inch bit of sandpaper sticks on it. Stick it in your Dremel. Now it can either go in your Dremel collet, or it does actually fit in the universal collet as well. That one there, that is the universal kind of like, it's like a chuck on a drill. So then we turn it on. You want to lower the speed on it. Now I have got links in the description for this. Now everyone that's bought one has raved about it, and you can sort of see there it's really good for sort of like your flat backgrounds, but it's also really good for sort of like rounder kind of areas, those kind of things, and you can actually get into some really small spaces with it. So look at that, smooth as. Oh, we better put some craters in this moon. Just doing this with the Kutzall sphere burr. It's taking shape now. Never know how deep you need to go with a crater. What are craters? They're kind of asteroids that have hit the moon, aren't they? Put another one in for good measure. Don't want to go too overboard with the craters. Now we're going to colour it up a little bit. Of course I've got to use black for the night, and so that is a dye. Now the difference between a dye and a stain is a stain kind of sits more on the top of the wood, whereas a dye really penetrates into the wood. It's a lot thinner, and it comes in either water base, which actually this black is water based, or it comes in spirit based. Is that a word? I'm not sure. Anyway, spirit based or water based. If you don't like the smell of chemicals, or probably you know, getting some nasty disease by using too many chemicals, probably go for the water base, and you probably right as rain, live a long and healthy life. Of course I'm wearing gloves like you always should do when dealing with paints and all of that. Now you would have noticed probably, I don't want any comments because I haven't always worn gloves in videos. Sometimes I don't wear gloves when I feel reckless. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. I'm liking that. And we're going to go for a blue colour with the moon, and I quite like that because you have those blue moons. So this is also a wood dye. This is a spirit-based wood dye, so it's pretty smelly, and I like to sand a little bit when I sort of finish, and that will kind of make things stand out a little bit, like those craters. See, that's looking pretty cool. I've got to say, stop saying that looks pretty cool. Okay, so it looks like a mess there. What's happened there is I've put a wax over the top. Now I'm going to get rid of most of the wax. And so what the wax does is it sort of like highlights sort of like the darker areas. But sometimes maybe you've put too much on. You can actually sand it off and get rid of it if you want. And it sort of like can polish up to a nice kind of satiny finish. There I am. I've got my gloves on again. Being very responsible today. I don't want to lead anyone astray on YouTube. Now what you can do is you can sand back little bits like maybe his teeth, and if you like had a pupil of an eye or something like that, which we don't have here, you can sand back that and just give it that kind of white, kind of pearly white kind of look. He's only got 2 teeth. He's lost his top teeth by the looks somehow in a fight or something. And there you go, there is the moon carving part of Amy Jo's challenge. Now I've got to leave her channel in the description as well, so check her out. It's a nice little community, wood carvers. They're a pretty friendly little bunch of people. Now if you're just starting off on wood carving, try and watch as many channels as you can, and I'm going to leave a link to a playlist of really easy beginner carvings, and they include these kind of carvings, which is called relief carvings. And also I was thinking about my dog, and she can howl like a wolf, but the only time she does it is when the fire siren goes off. So here she is, howling like a wolf.